My name's Ivan Kenny, and we farm at Bagley, Iowa, which is north central Iowa. I have about 1,500 acres of row crop, and we have about 9,000 pig spaces that we custom feed for. I graduate of Iowa State and of the Air Force, and then after that I came back and started to farm. We're on about 75% corn, 25% bean rotation. With this many hogs, we have cheap fertilizer, so we lean heavily towards the corn. And we'll spray almost everything at least twice, and if we need to, we'll spray the beans a third time. If we've got insect problems or something else, we'll use an insecticide. When we first started farming, that was the only thing we had. We didn't have our own sprayer, and then we went to a pull type for a couple years and decided that we wanted to cover more ground, and went to a smaller sprayer, and then we went to an Apache about 10 years ago, and then we're on our second one now. There was a dealer up about 30 miles from us that was demoing Apaches, and I didn't buy the first sprayer from him, but that's where I got introduced to them and found how simple they were to operate. A used Apache came online, and that's how I ended up with my first Apache. We bought a 760 and had it about 5 years, I think, and we never had spent any money except for maintenance on it, and then we traded it in on the 850 and got as much or more than I'd paid for it originally, so I was well satisfied with the 760. The reason we're using our own sprayer is the timing. We can do it when we want, and we know who's driving and who's responsible for the job. For convenience, for comfort, for the operator, there's just no comparison. For staying off the crop and for leaving some more end rows, and then we never had anything that had a 90-foot boom like this does. So I can spray all that my butt can handle, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, you know, you don't feel fatigued, and sometimes after we've sprayed 400 or 500 acres, we've got to get off this and go do some hog chores, and you just don't. Sometimes with the older sprayer, you were beat, and this, you know, it's just like you've been out for a ride for 2 or 3 hours or 4 hours, and so you're just not physically fatigued like you were on the old sprayers. We spray 10 gallon per acre, and this holds 850 gallon. We usually just try and spray an 80 at a time. We don't fill it quite clear full. We have everything here at this place, and then I drive. We're short of help, and having somebody come around, and with the nurse tank, we just stay here and come back here and fill and put the chemicals in, and it takes just a little over an hour to do 80 acres and come back and fill. We're within probably a 5-mile radius, everything. Really stable going down the road. It's on a 120-inch wheelbase, so that helps, and I've never felt uncomfortable. When I bought my first one, the salesman told me up around Carroll, the guy that had the Apache was going out and having the co-op dump on them when they got stuck so they could pull out their machine. And that kind of convinced me, and I thought maybe that was a little over the top until I ran this, and even where we'd leave tracks a foot deep, it'd walk right through it. I've been impressed. You know, I wouldn't buy a 4-wheel drive. If I can't go with this, it's probably not fit to go. The maintenance that we do on this is just like you do for any tractor or any other self-propelled vehicle. I mean, we change the oil and clean the air filter and check the fluid level, and that's about it. Now, I've ran an Apache approximately 10 years, and this year was the first year that I needed service. I broke a couple plates that go on the frame, and we took us about a week, I think, to get those shipped from Indianapolis to here and put on and up and running again. And the parts were on hand. It's just a matter of transportation anymore is the reason it took so long. When I come out and want to spray, all I have to do basically is turn the switch and fill it up and go. And I just haven't had any trouble. So, yeah, I haven't had any complaints at all. I've looked at a John Deere as far as the price tag, and I didn't go any farther. And I've looked at a couple used ones, and most of the used ones are have the orbital hydraulic motors, and they say those are about $5,000 a piece to repair, and the ones I've looked at are usually high hours, and so I've stayed away from those. If I was selling this, I'd sell it on the value price for what you get, and that's most of my neighbors know that I don't drive one color of tractor or have one color of implement. We usually try and buy value, and I think that's what I did on this. The quality is what we bought, and we knew that on the first Apache we owned, that it was a well-made, pretty well maintenance-free machine. I'm not BSing you. I do like this machine. So.